Okay, we're at 862 Oakwood in Sonoma. This is just a recap. Just walked through with the owner and issues. The crew left, they finished the job, but he's just finding just tons of details that did not get handled. He mentioned it several times, and anyway, they did not do it. So looking up in the eaves this way, there was nails that were staples and nails that were protruding inside the eaves that the owner actually got up on a ladder, pulled them out because they just got painted over, and he had mentioned it several times that they need to come out before they got painted, and nobody pulled them out. They just painted right over them. So he pulled them out, and now all the marks are up there that need to be touched up. And up in the straight up in the center eave right there, there was a hornet's nest that never got taken out of there, and it got sprayed over, and the owner climbed up there also to get the nest out of there and scraped it all out of there. So that needs to be painted over, and again, he had mentioned it more than once. So that's another issue. Walking around to the front of the house, see, for the most part, see, some of the shutters were touched up with flat paint. It's been repaired, but I was informed earlier that somebody dipped into flat paint and touched up these semi-gloss shutters with the wrong product. Coming around the front more this way. Now the front is all vinyl siding. Look inside here. There's imperfections that should have been filled in. Little holes here. There's one right up there that goes actually into the rafter that never got filled. And then the rafter there needs to be filled and touched up. And let's go around this side now. Now here's the big thing too. He specifically asked, and granted it's not a standard thing, but the roofers, when they nailed the roof down, it pushed the wood out here. So we said we would chip away some of these plywood, all the imperfections. Some of it was chipped away and never touched up and painted. And anyway, it's just not good. And on top of it too, the inside of that fascia board barely has a coat of paint on it right there. So that needs to be dealt with. I have to go back in the other. Now let's see, maybe I can push my way in here. Okay, we're on the north side of the house. Same deal with the eaves. Nothing too major. The siding, he was asking about some of the siding, how it looks like it's raw wood in there. So I explained to him, we can do so much, but I think in this case, just some of these places we can just dip a brush and get a heavy paint line in there and get that taken care of. The edge of the window, the open grain, that should have got caulked over and touched up. And also the caulking wasn't completely dry when it got painted over, so it cracked. So we need to address that. And both these windows, the end grain on the upper and lower trim needs to be fixed up. Over here we got the same issue with the eaves. That Greg put a block right up there that looks like it needs another coat of paint. It looks very light. It looks like paint got chipped off there. He's pulling hooks out that got painted over, that he also mentioned to the guys, that these hooks need to come out before it got painted, and they said they would, and they did not. Now he is eventually going to be putting a soffit throughout the eaves here to bury these lights. And one thing we're seeing too, there's an example right there of a hook that just got painted over, and another one here. Just rough stuff here, and it looks like we need a little touch-up work right there on the inside of the eave. So I'm having Greg and Gregorio, and here's where the owner actually pulled out some of the nails, pointed it out to them. It should have got pulled out before it got painted. It got painted over, then he got up there, pulled it out, and pointed it out to them again, and they never came back and touched up. So, you know, cracks in the rafters, I mean, that's typical stuff, but here you can really see, you know, the marks where he pulled out the hooks and the guys never touched it up. So, not a good impression for True Colors Painting. He is satisfied with what we did, but very disappointed in how the crew performed.